One-on-one meetings have been proven to be one of the most effective tools managers can use to not only elevate their team's engagement, but also performance. Let's look into 10 keys to enhance the quality of your one-on-ones to get the best out of your team and to drive your teams and consequently your own success forward. Hi there and a very warm welcome to the channel. My name is Sabine Renner. I'm an organizational psychologist, leadership and personal development coach and trainer, and researcher in the field of positive psychology. On this channel, you'll find proven actionable tips, tools, and strategies to empower aspiring leaders to take the lead and succeed at work and beyond. Now, when it comes to one-on-one meetings, I know it is super tempting to say, oh no, not another round of meetings. My schedule is already full. I am overbooked and I am completely overloaded with meetings. How should I ever find the time? And when should I actually do all the remaining work? Now, I've been there myself just to find out that one-on-one meetings, if conducted well, are definitely worth the time invested, and that this investment will pay back many times, so that you'll in the end not only save time, you'll also become much more efficient and effective, an effect that will also expand to your team. And this has also been proven again and again in various research studies. Back in 2008 and 18, Google, for example, in its famous research project Oxygen, found that great managers were not only key to team outcomes such as overall performance levels as well as individual satisfaction levels. Researchers also identified the 10 qualities that make up great managers, including, for example, being a great coach, empowering people, showing concern for success and well-being, listening and sharing information, supporting career development, and discussing team performance, all of which can actually be achieved by regular one-on-one meetings. If conducted well, one-on-one meetings actually allow managers to build strong connections based on trust. They help them foster engagement and also secure alignment on key priorities. And also they allow them to show that their team members really matter, all of which are cornerstones of reaching peak performance levels at a team. So now that we've seen that one-on-one meetings really matter, what can we do to conduct them well? Here are 10 keys that will help you propel the quality of your one-on-ones to the next level. Key number 1, agree on a recurring schedule. Now, for one-on-ones to be effective, they need to happen regularly. What does regularly mean? Well, regularly typically means weekly or bi-weekly, depending on a couple of factors, such as, for example, the number of people that are reporting to you and their job-related experience. The less experienced a team member is with regard to the project he or she is working on, the more frequent you want to meet early on and then expand the schedule later. Once agreed, schedule these meetings and make sure to put them into the calendar. It's such a great way of showing your dedication, commitment, as well as interest. Key number 2, don't cancel. Yes, I get it. Sometimes our work lives can be super busy and we might be in firefighting mode day in and out. It's so tempting to say, oh, let's just skip this meeting and let's catch up next week. I urge you not to do so for 3 reasons. The first reason is to really think about the message you are sending in terms of where your team member is on your priority list. If you don't take these sessions seriously and show that you care, why should you actually expect your team member to do so? Second, when the going gets tough, your support might actually be needed the most. If you don't check in, you might not know about burning problems which otherwise could be solved relatively quickly. And then, last but not least, third, you miss out on an important opportunity to seek alignment. Or to put it in the words of former Intel co-founder and CEO Andy Grove, the time you spend in the one-on-one meetings enhances the quality of your subordinates' work in the days and weeks to follow. So, conducting one-on-ones actually sounds like a super high return on investment, doesn't it? So if needed, I highly recommend that you seek to reschedule, but to never cancel. Key number 3, be prepared and co-create a focused agenda. Your time is valuable, so treat it as such and be prepared as well as focused. Before stepping into a one-on-one meeting, prepare yourself by reviewing your notes from the last meeting and plan which topics and priorities you would like to discuss this time. Make sure you have followed up on previously agreed action steps as well as commitments. And also ask your team member to do so as well, so that you can jointly co-create the agenda. Key number 4, focus on them. Building on the previous point, give your team members the opportunity to address and focus on what they have on their agenda. Allow them to process and share what is on their mind, the challenges they experience, and the questions they need an answer to. Make sure that they experience a sense of progress and provide your undivided attention before diving into topics that are on your radar. Key number 5. Provide time for a conversation to unfold. Regular one-on-ones are a great way of building trust and fostering strong relationships. Once trust is established, it is so much easier to look at challenges and blocks to success and to jointly explore solutions. Now, this typically doesn't happen when we are in a rush. So let's set some time aside. I would suggest 45 to 60 minutes for a real conversation to unfold, in which people can actually open up and the more challenging topics can come to the surface. Key number 6. Ask questions and listen to understand. As mentioned before, the meeting should be focused on your team member. He or she should be in charge, he or she should do a lot of the talking, which means that we remain in a listening mode. Listening not to respond, but listen to really understand. You want to understand where your team member is coming from and what his or her perspective and thoughts are. So remain in a state of curiosity and ask many open-ended questions. The better you listen, the easier it will be for you to pick up on issues and to ask questions which will help both of you better understand what the underlying challenges are and how solutions could actually look like. Here are a couple of questions which might be of help to get going. What has been on your mind since our last meeting? What wins are you most excited about? What would you like us to focus on right now? Are there any current challenges or issues, and what would be needed to solve them? What are your priorities for the upcoming days and weeks? Key number 7. Have a coaching mindset. Remember the top skill of a great manager at Google? A great manager is a great coach, and a great coach is somebody who listens, who asks questions, and who provides a safe space for personal reflection so that new insights can arise and aligned and actionable solutions can be defined, not by the coach, but by the person who is being coached. Now, as a manager, we are oftentimes prone to problem solving and firefighting, and doing so in the most effective way. So it might be super tempting to actually just provide a suggestion that will help your team member to move forward. Now, I urge you to resist and to instead ask questions that will help your team member to come up with ideas and a solution, him or herself, so that he or she will feel also much more empowered and inclined to follow through. Key number 8. Make it future-oriented. One-on-ones also allow you to focus on individual professional development, to better understand your team members' aspirations as well as professional growth plans, and to then co-create an aligned action plan so that the two of you can actually work towards these goals together. This will also be helpful for you when it comes to assigning projects across team members, as it will allow you to match projects with individual growth plans, expectations, as well as strengths and development areas. Key 9. Share and ask for feedback. One-on-ones are an excellent opportunity to provide timely feedback to your team member that helps him or her gain a better understanding of what is working and where a development effort and/or behavioral change is needed. Celebrate wins regularly, meaning don't hold back on positive feedback, but also address any concerns as soon as possible so that your team member has a chance to course correct immediately and doesn't have to wait for the next official review meeting to take place. Also, seek feedback from your team member. A question such as, what could I as your manager do to help you be even more successful and get your job done even more effectively, could be a great way to elicit some feedback. Key number 10. Agree on the next steps. Never ever leave the scene of a one-on-one meeting without noting all action steps, due dates, and assigning responsibilities. And then follow through one step at a time. Curious to learn more proven tips, tools, and strategies that will help you and your team succeed? Have a look at this video where I share 7 success tips for new managers. Also consider subscribing to the channel. Thank you so much for watching.